Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and unfortunately, there will be no Biggles joining us tonight. That's mainly my fault. We are extremely late here tonight. It was unavoidable, but highly unfortunate. I got caught up at work, not really anything I can do. But today will be a short stream anyway, mainly because I just have to beat the final boss of Jedi Fallen Order, then we will be done with the game. So, however long that takes is however long we're going to stream for. So, we're just going to go with it and see how it goes. We have Jaden Hamilton in the chat. Hello, sir. Great to have you here. And we seem to have a few other lurkers. We're doing some pretty good numbers, pretty decent numbers. So thank you all for being here. We're just going to jump right into it and see if I can beat this second sister. And no Biggles, how will we move on? I don't know how. I don't even know how to operate without him holding my hand. It's going to be very difficult. But he had a prior engagement that conflicted with my late going live. And Tranquil Water says 3 hours. You know, knowing how well I've been doing the last few boss battles, 3 hours wouldn't be an unrealistic estimation of my skills. But we'll see however long it takes and go for as long as it takes. All right. Music sounds good. All right. Let's see. It's going to be so bad. I'm either going to do it the first time or going to be here for 3 hours. That's really all the options that there are. The audio isn't always terrible with the girl voice, except for when it's like grunting or screaming or something. The grunting and screaming is horrifically bad. Funnily, though, like I enjoy it.
You'll pay dearly for that. You're going to regret that.
Oh, fuck that. At least that wasn't too damaging. What the hell? I didn't know she did that when I was that close. Alright, I'm gonna hold off on that last one. Oh. I hate those. The shockwaves. Come on. I've got this. I see Jaden Hamilton in the chat. I have Count of Monte Cristo coming on Thursday, which is when college starts for me. Hopefully, it's a sign that I have something good to look forward to. The book or the movie, because the book is really good, but I really love the Guy Pearce, Henry Cavill movie.
I look forward to giving Sarah your head.
But yeah, that's a great story that's really underrated.
You can't escape.
Rolled too far away. I have been doing well, Jaden Hamilton. Been a busy week. And, you know, really looking forward to Vegas tomorrow. I don't know if any of you guys are going to be there for the Friday Night Heights Geeks and Gamers meetup, but I will be there, so gonna have fun there. Oh, fuck, I was way too close to her for that. But
Such poor aim.
I'm doing way better than I expected to be at this point. Honestly, I expected to be dead by now. Tranquil Waters, man, as long as I can watch this, I will be happy. The new Rings of Power teaser was just bad. Yeah, that was so CW. Holy shit, that was bad. I agree. That
I'm
was
stronger
really...
now because of the pain.
Jaden Hamilton, you have the book coming, the complete version? Okay, yeah,
really come
definitely
back for
do the
this.
unabridged version because,
No,
yeah, that
thank
book
you.
is really good. I haven't read it in a long time, but yeah, it's really, really good.
You'll never make it out of this place alive.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. I was dodging. No, no, no. All right. She's halfway through her health, and I'm not halfway through mine. Oh, fuck.
As I have.
Just keep swinging your sword. I can handle that.
You're going to regret that. Know your place. Pathetic.
Ooh, nice. Oh, get away, get away, get away. Ah, fuck.
Such poor aim.
Oh, finally dodged one of those since the first one.
That won't change anything.
Jaden Hamilton, which dagger are you talking about? Looks like a dildo. Is that the one from Rings of Power? Oh, fuck. I totally dodged that one. Oh, fuck. No. Okay, good. It was that. That was that grab attack. Okay, tranquil waters. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on, I got this. I'm doing super well. Ooh, nice, nice, nice.
You'll pay dearly for that.
Come on, come on. Her guard is pretty low. Should be able to... Oh, fuck. Come on, keep just swinging.
Predictable.
Come on, come on. I got this, I got this. Where's the probe droid? Normally she sent out a probe droid by now. Yes! First fucking try. What the fuck? Dude.
Cal. I have the holocron.
Talking about feelings in hallways, talking about feelings sitting down, talking about feelings before fighting. Yes, Rings of Power. That's exactly what Rings of Power trailer looked like, that most recent one. Also noting, Amazon has not released it on YouTube yet. They know it's going to get crushed. And after Clark's little tangent on the fans are out for blood. Yeah, I have a Lord of the Rings video probably coming out tomorrow, and I'm going to briefly talk about those insane comments by her. But holy fuck, I did it. We're 10 minutes in, and I've already beat Well, I still have to do the Vader portion, so we'll see how long that takes.
Took all your choices away,
But
and I have failed you.
with it being this early, maybe I'll start next week's game early. I figured this would take a good half an hour to an hour, make it okay, but we'll see how we're doing after the Vader portion. How I feel after all of that. We can do a chill stream. Yeah, absolutely. Always down to talk about stuff. No, this game does have a few lore issues, but it makes Vader scary as fuck and intimidating, and I'm pretty well okay with this Vader cameo.
You have failed me, Inquisitor.
And the voice still sounded good. See, that's how you do an Inquisitor redemption arc. I mean, it's still not great, but it's way better than Reva.
You would be wise to surrender.
Trinkle Waters, Jaden got a major education last night on Adam's chill stream. He is now like number 5, input. Oh yeah? Adam's chill streams are great. I just feel bad that I can't check them out always. And it was going to originally be a gaming stream, right? I think that's why I missed that one. But yeah, like even his natural 20s, I don't catch as often as I would have liked. Yeah, I heard about his PS4 issues and 80s cartoons. Ooh, that is a good thing to get educated on. That's something that I need to be educated on because I don't know much about 80s cartoons. Whoa, what the fuck? Dude, this is scary as fuck. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Vader looks like a badass after this. I found out there's a cartoon called Cops, and it sounds cool. I didn't know there was a cartoon of Cops. I knew there was a show. Oh, no, I was thinking of Chips. I didn't know there was a cartoon called Cops. He wouldn't play Skin Deep, though, the chicken. What? I have no idea what that means, Tranquil Waters. He wouldn't play Skin Deep, though, the chicken. There was other stuff, too, but I mean Cops. Nice. I'll have to check out Cops as well. All right. This section is not very large at all, so... Hey, the Cops doing awesome stuff is something that we need these days. I don't know if you heard, but the recent PC port for the Spider-Man game, which I just started replaying, is getting a lot of backlash for featuring so much about cops. Like, even Spider-Man calls himself Spider Cop in it. Like, it's getting a lot of backlash. Even though it's like a 5-year-old game, it's getting backlash now because of the was brought back to the main attention.
Surrender the holocron.
I'll never give it to you.
We shall see.
You know, I know Biggles doesn't like Sarah, but I think Sarah's fine. And this is a pretty badass moment for her. Adam chickened out on Skin Deep. It's a John Ritter movie. Okay. I hadn't heard of that before.
She's stronger than that.
This is a little bit of a weird moment that I don't think I'm okay with.
Yes. Strong with the dark side.
Sir,
I can feel it inside of her.
I do like how that he's able to
Seer,
overcome
hey,
her even in
listen
the
to
dark
me.
side, but that facial expression
You still
isn't
have a choice.
great. Jaden, haven't been in the mood to read or cook or watch or play a game. I don't know why. I guess it's just in one of those phases. Yeah, I go through those phases as well. I think it's pretty well a cutscene after this point, so we'll just let that play. I don't think there's anything I need to do. Sweet.
Hey,
I just can't. Yeah, the
Hey.
actress, Ahsoka's voice actress, is so
Hey,
bad
kid.
on the Reva level, but it's
Cal.
hilarious. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's really really bad, but I love it nonetheless.
She's all right.
Love it for all the wrong reasons.
She's all right.
You too.
You did it.
I did. We did though.
Careful.
Where are they?
Well, they're out there. Whoa, hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh. Sorry.
You're all right.
That was you in the water, wasn't it?
I'm glad you're okay. This one wouldn't leave your side.
Thank you.
Well, that is Jedi Fallen Order for you. I still cannot believe that I beat that first time. I'm feeling very proud of myself. Probably too proud of myself, but
Hey. So now what?
Well, Captain, this is the end of my charter. Your contract has been fulfilled. Thank you, Grease.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I was thinking that maybe I would stick around here.
I am still looking
Wherever you
forward
gotta
to Jedi Survivor.
Besides,
Like, I do like these
it kinda
characters.
looks
It is still Disney, and Disney's gotten a lot worse since this game
What
came
about
out,
that?
so we'll see how it turns out. I'm still looking
We use
forward
it.
to it, however.
To rebuild the Jedi Order.
Yeah, you're right, Jaden Hamilton. There are way too many droids trying to be cute. R2 is enough, BB-8 is child's play, and then
next
there's a
generation
stim
of
droid.
Jedi.
Yeah, I do agree. Like, every Star Wars property has a checklist of things they need to do, and a cute droid seems to be the chief
The lives
priority.
of every child on that list will be forever changed.
One of my favorite non-original trilogy droids is actually the one from
Not by us.
Rogue One, K2SO. He's hilarious. I love that droid. He's like the part of that movie that I actually like.
They're
Am I going to
destined
play
for the
Bioshock? It's such a
Force.
great game. I actually just played the first one for the first time, just beat it recently. I haven't gotten. I have the other two. I think I actually have all four of them, but I haven't played them yet.
So where to now?
And that is Jedi Fallen Order. What a great experience we've had together with this game. What was it? 8 sessions, about 2 hours apiece, roughly 16 hours worth of content. I'm all right with that. I blew through it pretty fast. I normally can't get through the game that fast. Babylon 5, the game, give us. Oh, I would kill for a Babylon 5 game. I love Babylon 5 so much. I didn't get into it until recently, like the last year or so, but it is such a good show. I love Babylon 5 so much. Oh, let me take care of them. So, yeah, next week I'm going to be playing. Why can't I do it from there? I'm going to be starting the Shadow of Mordor game to coincide with the Rings of Power release. So we starting that. Might be a tad early, but still. All right. Why is it offline? Go online. I'm just having some technical difficulties with getting rid of the game. All right. Go online. What the hell? What the actual hell? I just want to uninstall the game. Mira's such a wonderful lady. I'm gonna argue with that. All right, so Jaden Hamilton requested a chill stream, so I'm good with doing that for the next 40 minutes or so until we the Tuesday night's main event starts. I definitely don't want to step on their toes. But fine, I'll just uninstall you later because you're being stupid. Oh, let me restart Origin. But LOL, you can't get rid of it. Adam can't play his. Not sure. Oh, Shadow of Mordor. He can't play it right now? If you ever really get into the EU when you get to New Jedi Order, I'm sure it will change the way you view good versus evil story. It's a dark storyline. Hey, I love dark storylines. I mean, you've read my book, so you know how dark I like my things. So, is there a main event? So it hasn't started yet, but yeah, I did see the YouTube link created and was able to create a notification for myself when it comes time for that. So at this point, it seems like it is. Jeremy, I believe, is on the road currently for Vegas, but I think everyone else should be there. It's going to be very short, I imagine, with everyone on the road getting there. His PS went down is why he chilled last night. Yeah. All right. Fine. I guess I have to update Origin in order to uninstall Jedi Fallen Order. That's dumb. But am I planning on writing more stories besides Odyssey of a Phoenix? I definitely do. I plan on focusing on Odyssey of a Phoenix until I finish the 5 books. And then, yes, I definitely plan on diversifying quite a bit. I want to do sci-fi next because that is my favorite genre. I do love fantasy, but it's going to be second for me always to sci-fi. So I think it's time I open my horizons in that directions in a literary sense, but don't have any specific story ideas. I might go back and adapt one of my old screenplays or something like that, but who knows at this point. Still got 3 books left of Odyssey of a Phoenix before I even get close to thinking about that. Perfect. I have uninstalled it. That works. When you get to Vegas, tell me about the details. I'm going to be busy. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to Vegas sometime tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. We're going to hang out for a little bit, and then the meetup starts at 6. So, going to have lots of fun with that. And then I'm probably going to spend the night and then, yeah, just hang out for the day as long as we feel like it. But since you requested a chill stream, there's this video I've wanted to watch on a live stream for ages, but it's never like come up. Like I've never had an obvious opportunity to use it, but I'm going to do it now, especially with Jaden Hamilton here, who shares my love for classic literature and mythology to a certain extent. Tranquil Waters, What Happens in Vegas Stays in Vegas. Yes, it absolutely does. Things are going to get hairy. But yeah, there's this ad that came out for Amazon last year. I think it was November of last year. That was just so horrifically bad to me that I just needed to roast it for a little bit on stream. So we're going to watch that real fast. I'm going to torture you guys with it because it is torture to watch. And I think Jaden Hamilton will understand why I hate it so very, very much. But let's see how bad this is going to get. Tell me if you guys can hear that.
Medusa lived with a hideous curse. I mean, the whole turning people to stone thing was a bit of a buzzkill, right? So she ordered sunglasses
What the
to fuck? One day delivery.
This part isn't that bad. It's this part that I hate. This ending part.
People realise she's actually hilarious once you get to know her. Ugh, as if. Well, he was asking for it. Prime changed everything.
I hate. Just get a good pause point that works. I hate this commercial so very much for so many reasons. The bastardization of the mythology, but most of all, they portray her to be a good person, but then she straight up murders that man because he winks at a girl. He winks at a girl, so he deserves to die. What is more intersectional feminist than that? They're like, oh yeah, she's a super good person, but she just like murders people for fun and chillsies. And all the girls are like, you just killed that dude. Wow, girl power. Yay. It's like, Amazon. Cool thing with sunglasses. Cool. I get what you're going for there. Even the race swap doesn't bother me all that much. You're saying it's okay to murder because a guy winked? A guy fucking winked, and she's just like, you know what? This will prove that I'm a good person. This will prove that I'm chill. This will prove that I'm cool to hang out with, because yeah, that's what the commercial was saying. You know, people realize that she's actually really cool to hang out with. Yeah, murder is a great way to prove that you're cool to hang out with. I cannot believe that Amazon thought this was a good idea. Now there are other ones like this that are really bad, like the Rapunzel let down your hair. That was a race swapped one, and it's like, oh, I don't need no man. I'll just order a ladder from Amazon. That way she doesn't have to let down her hair for a man. That one was pretty cringe too, but it didn't feature murder to make yourself more popular. That is just a new, very low. Yeah, Tranquil Waters. Oh my god, not this commercial. Yeah, I had to subject you guys to it. I've been wanting to talk about this commercial for ages. I imagine you have your own car, right? I recently got my first car a couple days ago. It works well, it gets me from point A to point B, and it's good air conditioning. That's all that matters. Yes, the AC matters a lot. I have my own car. I've had it for a few years now, so yeah, I'll be fine. What the fuck is this? That was my reaction when I first saw this commercial. I just can't believe Amazon is trying to make light of murder. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. The dildo and Rings of Power is more, but both brought to you by Amazon. Yeah, they're really bad. Apparently, men can't flirt with women, otherwise they deserve to die. What? Yes, that is the message that this commercial is saying. Wink. He did, like, if he like went up and started like groping her or stuff like that, I still don't think he deserves to die. But it's like, all right, at least he's doing something bad. He winked from across the room. I mean, you know, probably these days that's straight up violence, because everything is violence these days, but holy crap. Now I must purify my eyes with some Rhino, the ancient mariner. Hey, it's probably a good call. It's probably a good call. All right, I'll stop subjecting you guys to that, because yeah, that is just next level cringe. I'm planning on reading more religious texts and mythology. I only have my cool Bible with all the beautiful pen and ink artwork. Oh, that's pretty cool. But to learn more about other religions would be cool. Yeah, I've always been fascinated by other religions. In high school, Iron Maiden for the win. Yes, absolutely. In high school, I took a world religions class, and it was fascinating. We went to, well, I mean, homeschool. It was a group of homeschooler kids in this class, but we went to other faith services. We went to a Hindu service. Sheik was the best. They offer you these brown sugar butter balls that you eat at their worship services. It's incredibly unhealthy for you, but it was quite nice to be a teenage boy chowing down on one of those at church. But yeah, I love learning about other religions. There's a lot more similarities than people think, and there's enough there that people, like, we can have some common ground and just focus on being good people together. But everything wants to be so controversial and so divisive these days that it seems impossible for people to get along over any sort of barrier divide. But there's definitely an opportunity for that. Jed, you will cry, but row 3, seat 8 at Long Beach Arena 1985 for the filming of Maiden Live. Were you there? Live after death, to be specific. I will cry if you were there. Filming of Maiden Live after death. That would be, oh fuck, dude. You like chat the coolest stuff. Tranquil Waters. What type of life did you fucking live, man? Like, you've always got the cool stories, got the cool stuff, man. That's awesome, dude. Jaden Hamilton, in my Christian homeschool curriculum in Bible, I learned a little bit about other religions like Hindu and Mormon and some other Asian religions. It was pretty cool. I forgot the name of the others. So yeah, I imagine you got some cursory stuff, but I imagine pretty much everything you learned about Mormonism is wrong, because they specifically like put out fake information about Mormonism. I grew up Mormon, and it's not as pretty as people think. And at both U.S. festivals, come on, man, you're just making me feel bad now. I learned a bit about Gnostics as well. Yeah, Gnostics are very interesting. That's something that I thought I might be for a while, but it's just fascinating to learn about all of those. Absolutely. Well, Jaden, you wanted a chill stream. Was there anything specifically you wanted to talk about? I didn't have any topics prepared, thinking that would go for longer. I have a few that I could pull up that I wasn't going to do a video on, but we can do here since we're feeling like it. But if there's anything that you specifically wanted to talk about, like you're saying, talk for a bit, I'm down. Absolutely. Let me see. Yeah, we're doing really good. How about some classic literature? That's us, US 82 and 83. Really made me feel bad. Some classic literature. All right, we can talk some classic literature. Or Doctor Who, which do you want? Well, I'm always going to default to Doctor Who, man. Yeah, you never give me that choice. But it's been a while since I got around to reading some classic literature. I used to do it all the time. That's pretty much all I did from the ages of 8 to 16. That's all I did for those years. But yeah, what's something that we haven't talked about, Jaden Hamilton? Because we've covered a lot of the great classic literature. I don't think we've talked about Dickens all that much. I love Dickens so much, especially Great Expectations. A lot of people think that Tale of Two Cities is his best novel, but Great Expectations is my personal favorite. Just the story of Pip. I really, really relate to that story a lot more than I care to mention, but that is just an incredible book. Tale of Two Cities is, of course, incredible as well. But Dickens is his level of influence is really fading these days, with the exception of A Christmas Carol. Like, you're not going to meet a whole lot of people who have read Dickens of our generation, Jaden. So it's really disappointing because he's got a lot of great stuff, like the Mystery of Edwin Drood. That was his last book, and it was left unfinished when he died. There's actually a great National Treasure style book about that. It's called The Last Dickens, and it's like explains what happened to the last half of the book. Did he actually write it and then it just get lost? It's very cool, very National Treasure, and yeah, really, really enjoy that. Drink of Waters, okay, I can make you feel better. Bean to 9, grateful. Dead concert, still don't remember anything, but getting there. All right, you forgot some Grateful Dead. I'll have to take that as compensation or a commiseration. I don't think I've ever read any Dickens before, but now it's on my mind. I found the complete collection in my college library. 1939 Christmas Carol, still the best. I don't think I've ever seen the original. Oh yeah, the 1939 Christmas Carol. I prefer the books when it comes to Dickens, but yeah, the Christmas Carol movies that I've seen have all been fine. Not anyone that I really dislike. The Jim Carrey one's actually really not bad, but yeah, no, I prefer the Doctor Who version of Christmas Carol. But yeah, Jaden Hamilton, if you want to start some Dickens, start with Great Expectations. It is so good. Oh, all right, Drink of Waters, all added to my list. 1939. That sounds like a classic, man. But yeah, Great Expectations. There's actually a really good movie of that came out in 2013, and Helen Bonham Carter was in it. It's a decent movie. It's just too short. I mean, Great Expectations is a massive book, so no movie could really cover it. But if you want to like see if you're interested in the story, I'd watch that movie first to see if you're interested, because it's not like inaccurate. It's just too short. So if you like the movie, then you might definitely be interested in the book. And then there's Tale of Two Cities. I don't know if you know what that's about, but it's the war between France and Paris. So it's a tale of like during the French Revolution. Is it French Revolution? It's been too long since I read that one. But Small Time Republic, great to have you here, man. Haven't seen you in a while. Hello, I would imagine forgetting a Grateful Dead concert is part of the experience. For a lot of those old concerts from those decades, I can imagine that would be an experience that's shared by many. But reading anything other than kind of Monte Cristo from, I can't pronounce his last name. No, that's the only thing I've ever read from him. You go to the dead to get stoned. You go to Journey to get laid. Ooh, I love me some Journey, man. Even the cliche stuff that's like overused these days. I love me some Journey. Yeah, I don't know, Jaden. Not a whole lot of classic literature besides Dickens that we haven't talked about before that I've invested a whole lot of time into. There's always Don Quixote. I love Don Quixote. It's weird. Jaden Hamilton. It's a band. It's got some really good music. I listen to a lot of old music. The older fellows in the chat will really hate me for saying this, but I got into older music mainly because of like Supernatural. That's the big one. They feature a lot of old music, so that's what got me into it. And then, of course, some old movies or whatever would feature stuff occasionally. Hey, Drink of Waters. Jaden Hamilton's like 18. What's Don Quixote? So it's Yeah, let me type it in the chat how you spell it. I think this is how you spell it. It's I can't spell it. It's Don, like in Spanish culture, Don is a title, and then his name is Quixote. So it's a book by Cervantes in Spanish, but it's a really good tale of like mental health in I think it's the 1600s. Maybe it's later than that. It might be the 1800s. But yeah, Don Quixote, it's really like this man, he's starting to be aged, he's getting really old, and he's starting to like get schizophrenic or like dementia or stuff like that. And so and he grew up loving old medieval tales. So him and his squire go out into the wilderness of Spain and start like acting like they're medieval knights, rescuing dames, fighting giants, stuff like that. But it's well past that era, so like he's completely insane, but it really does some cool stuff. Like if you ever hear the phrase like chasing the windmill, that comes from Don Quixote, because he believed that giants he were fighting, the giants he were fighting, they were actually windmills. So he was like charging with a lance at a windmill, but he saw it as a giant. So it's a lot of metaphor in there and stuff like that. It's like sometimes your trials can seem like giants, but maybe it's a fool's errand and it's just a windmill. A lot of great stuff in there. And Shakespeare actually wrote a play based on it, and it never got released. It's called Cardenio. It's one of his 2 lost plays. That's an adaptation of a side character from Don Quixote, and Don Quixote makes some cameos in it. But it's really good. I love Don Quixote, and what we know about Cardenio is some really, really interesting stuff. Yeah, Jaden Hamilton, you're very innocent. He's been living under a rock, just like I did. I lived under a rock when I was growing up as well, so I get it. Read a little Dr. Vlahos a couple years back, and he brought Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Oh, Frankenstein, definitely a good place to start. The Hunchback. I don't think I've ever read The Hunchback either, Tranquil Waters. I've seen the Disney movie, if it's The Hunchback of Notre Dame or Notre Dame. But yeah, I don't think I've ever read that. I really love orchestral music. The modern pop stuff can stay in the trendiest of trends, people. No, I don't have any idea. Yeah, Hunchback of Notre Dame. But yeah, orchestra music is great, but music was at its best from the 60s to 80s, I'd say. 70s and 80s is just such gold. I love so much from that era, mainly because of Supernatural. I will be guilty. I will say that it's partially because of that, but it's just superior music. Like there's no one coming out today that remotely compares. And I'm a big country fan too, so George Strait was another big one from back in the day that just can't be compared to anymore. And it's really, really depressing that you can't beat that era. It's really hard to beat. I don't know what it was about that era, but probably all the drugs that they were doing, but they made some fantastic music back in the day. And if someone came to me and said music stopped being good at 1989, I would not get in a fight with that. It's like, you're probably right. There's some 90s stuff that I enjoy in some early 2000s, but you have a very good argument for 1989 being the last good year for music. You have a very good argument for that. But Stevie Nicks. Oh, Stevie Nicks too. I was born in the wrong decade, Tranquil Waters. I mean, you kind of notice that a lot of the stuff I like are older, like the Louis L'Amour books. I mean, I think he died in 1987. And so his books were all out decades before I was born. And then the music I like is all older for the most part. I really feel like I should have been born in the 50s. I really wish. Well, let's be honest, the Hollywood Bowl performance by Fleetwood Mac. Can't go wrong with some Fleetwood, man. I really was born in the wrong decade. I was probably born in the wrong era as well. LOL. Yeah, I don't know what would be the right era for me, because I still love my technological conveniences, so I wouldn't want to be too far back. But I want the focus to be on, good art that actually meant something. I just feel like art and artistry doesn't matter anymore. And that sucks as someone who's so artistically inclined and so academically inclined as well, because intellect is so pushed to the wayside these days. It's not even a priority. I mean, they're lowering all the averages in schools, all the requirements for schools to make it so that the most unintelligent people have it so easy. But that also dumbs down the people who have opportunities to be intellectually excellent and academically excellent. And that really sucks. That really bothers me. So I'd probably say, yeah, born 50s or 60s. By the time that you reach this horrible era that we're in now, you can be close to retirement, and then it's just not your problem anymore. And you would have gotten your whole lifetime of great stories because, yeah, they made movies better back then. They wrote better. The books were better. So much better stuff. Born in 1969, Tranquil Waters, and you were right about the right time, right around the moon landing too, a couple of years. So it's a great time. My granddad loved Louis L'Amour books. Yeah, I grew up reading those. I read so many of them. Lonesome Gods is one of my favorite books of all time. That is such an incredible Western story about Los Angeles when it was just getting founded. And it's a classic revenge story, but a love story. Like, it's all the cliches, but the cliches done so well that you can't dislike it for it. You have to understand, I was raised in SoCal in the 70s and 80s. I saw so many great bands on the strip before they made it big. Okay, that makes sense because, yeah, in California during those eras, you definitely had plenty of opportunities to hear some incredible music and see some incredible stuff. I'm just glad I wasn't born in the 1920s or 30s. Yeah, I definitely would shoot for after the World Wars and the Great Depression. So I'm thinking 1950s, right around the baby boomer. Like, I feel like I'm a boomer. I'm just gonna say it. I'm a baby boomer. That's what I wish I was. I'll just go with that. Do not retire. You become so busy you have no time to relax. Yeah, it depends on the person. There's a guy I worked with for the last like 6 years. He just retired recently, and he's loving it so far. But he doesn't have a family anymore, so he really has no responsibilities. He just does whatever he wants. We have moved so far off topic, but I don't care. Yeah, it's a trail stream. It can go in whatever way we want it to. Listen to the average person in a random interview speak in 1980s versus today. Grammar and language has regressed. I 100% agree with that. Just everything has regressed these days, even basic stuff that you expect people to know. Like, I know people who like don't even know basic geography of the United States, like stuff that people should know. Like, it's some really dumb stuff. Like, you should know what the capital of the United States is. If you can't tell me Washington, D.C., the education system has failed you. Like, that was bad. 80s were great. We learned to live a life. Yeah, that's something that's sorely missed as well. Intellectual people just letting everyone do whatever they want and just, live life. Live and let live. Such a foreign concept these days. Cancel culture has made it extremely foreign these days, and you can't be better than anybody else. That's a big trend that I'm seeing, and you can't admit reality. Like, of all the ists and the phobes out there, I can almost understand most of them, but the one that I don't understand at all is ableism. That's the one that it's just like, it's not ableist to say that there are certain disadvantages for height, weight, and stuff like that. It's like, why is it ableist to say that Stephen Hawking can't bench press as much as Dwayne Johnson? That's not a dig at Stephen Hawking. That man was a genius. He was just great in other areas. Not everyone has to be incredible at everything. I'm not great at everything. I'm very bad at most things. So, like, I just don't get that mentality for ableism. Like, if you're like, to a certain extent, there are like, if I've never seen it or even heard of it happening, but if you're like abusive to someone just because they're in a wheelchair, that's different. But if you're admitting reality, that just doesn't make any sense to me. So we've all got to act like we're as disabled as possible just so that we don't come across as better. And I don't see it as being better. It's just different. So it's just not something that I understand in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. For the Prey review, I was told I was being ableist because I said that a 90-pound woman couldn't pull a 7-foot monster off its feet that probably weighed like 300, 400, 500 pounds. That's not ableist. That's just physics. I'm not saying that she's a bad person because she can't, or that she's bad for not being able to. It's just, I couldn't do it either. I'd be skeptical of Arnold being able to pull that thing off its feet like she did, but apparently it's ableist. I scraped up for 6 months to go to Live Aid to see some of the bands. Little did I know what I would actually see. Oh, that would be really cool. Rock could never compare to Hawk and Brain Power. They would be the true master blaster. I I think I missed most of that. I'm not sure I understand most of that, but I don't disagree. I'm just gonna go with that because yeah, if you're talking about classic rock, you're not wrong. That's just kind of the deal. I don't know. It looks like there it goes. The average man is not as grammatically or linguistically as the people before my time. Seems not as much people, especially kids, have any interest other than Marvel movies and Fortnite. Yeah, it really sucks. Like I love those things as well. Like I don't like Fortnite. That's gay. But I love Marvel too. But you have to have outside interest. You have to be more than just a casual normie nerd. That's not enough to build an identity off of. Now, if you're a hardcore nerd and invest a lot of time into mastering a universe, that's different. But yeah, like kids these days, they just care about the next Marvel movie and they're bred consumers. They're breeding a new generation of consumers, and that's their entire identity is consumers. And that is incredibly disheartening. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I'll be right with that. It's cool that Phil Collins got to perform in 2 continents with Live Aid. Phil Collins he has some great music. I meant to put in intelligent after linguistically. Okay, it's totally fine. Phil was insane. Now Nick is drumming for him. God bless them both. I think Phil Collins, he had several cameos in the show Psych, and that's the first time I'd seen him in anything in decades. And man, he still looked great. I mean, that was it aired 10, 15 years ago, but he looked great. But there was one article that I wanted to talk about real fast. I mentioned it earlier, but it's not enough to justify a video, I don't think. But the recent PC release of Spider-Man has come with quite a bit of controversy. I don't know if you guys seen that. Did any of you guys play the Insomniac Spider-Man PlayStation game? I've played it. I really love it. I played it several times through. But apparently the hyper emphasis on cops being good, Spider-Man working with cops, liking cops, calling himself Spider Cop, it's caused quite the controversy. And so they're trying to retroactively cancel the game that's been out for 5 years at this point? I think it was a 2017 game. Maybe it was later, but it's they've been re-brought to the cancel culture attention. And now that it's on PC, it can be modded. So this is something I wanted to share with you guys. Someone modded in a way to replace all the pride flags with American flags, and now he's been banned off Nexus mods. And now I mod a ton. I am a big time modder. Like The Witcher. When I play The Witcher or Skyrim, there's going to be roughly 100, 200 mods running on that game while I'm playing it. And this is a mod that I probably wouldn't get just because it's not worth it to me. I mean, like, you don't spend any time with the flags, but I don't judge any of that. It's like, I think it's cool. Like, just to have the option because, yeah, I've definitely seen several pride flags swinging around the city, but getting banned for it. And Twitter's calling it a hate crime that they allowed this mod to exist in the first place, and whoever did it needs to be arrested. It is just some insane Twitter drama going on with this that is completely unwarranted. There's something that our ancestors knew, and even our older generations knew, is that you can respect a person's way of life without condoning it or thinking that it's right. Why is that such a hard thing for people to believe? Like, you have to agree with everything these people say and be 100% on board with all of it, or you're a bad person. No, you can be like, hey, I support your right to make these decisions in your life and do what you want, but that's just not something that I want to participate in. Now, they're allowed to do that. They're allowed to say, hey, I don't like Christianity. I'm not going to participate in that. Cool. Go for it. That's fine to say. But why is it allowed in one direction but not the other? That's inequality at its finest. Drink water. Spider-Man is now the greatest menace. Ezra Miller. Yeah, it's quite the situation going on. Yes, they will be coming after me again, and I'm ready for it. I went through the Prey situation. If I can go through that, I can handle most anything Twitter could throw at me at this point. But yeah, like, I don't see anything wrong with if someone's like, hey, I don't feel comfortable seeing that many pride flags. I'm okay with those people living their lives. It's just not something I want to participate in. That is not wrong. That is not a bad opinion to have. And it's just, I respect your way of life, but I disagree with it. That should be allowed in every sort of direction. My religion, I think, would make several of you guys very uncomfortable, but I fully expect that you guys would support my right to make those decisions and to have my religious practices. And I trust you guys to do that. And I respect your guys' prevalence for Christianity because Christianity is not a bad thing. It's just so weird that these days people have to adhere to a certain lifestyle, and anything outside of that lifestyle, you're an evil person. And it's just a really weird way of thinking about things that is damaging to the psyche. It takes so much effort to hate people this much and go out of your way to say you're such a bad person for not agreeing with me, that I just can't imagine how these people live their lives. I can't imagine what day to day looks like for them, because they're so obsessed with making sure that people conform, and conformity is the death of freedom. I'm very much against conformity. I'm very much for everyone do whatever the hell they want within reason. As long as you're not interfering with another person's right to live however they want, then you're doing fine. Don't worry about it. And that's just not something that people can understand these days. They believe, oh, if you don't believe that being gay is a great thing, that it's a morally upright thing, then that's a hate crime. And like, no, they're not mutually exclusive or inclusive. It's just a really weird way of going about things that I just can't imagine living my life that way. After gaining an obsession with the topic of World War II, I respect America more and wish people treated this country with more respect. Yeah, back in the day, patriotism meant something. Even if you disagree with the politicians, there's a difference between current government and love for the country. Like love for government and love for country is a very different thing, and people correlate the two too much. Like, you can disagree with the president and everyone who's in office, but you can still love America at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive. It's weird that people have so closely identified government with country to such a degree that they're indistinguishable, so they associate your love for one with your love for the other, and that's very disingenuous and really hard. Like, they've made so many binaries in this world. These woke people on Twitter, just the general psyche of America at this point has boiled everything down into binaries. And I'm very much against binaries in most situations, because beyond the biological, of course, like, there's implicit fact, and then there's, you live your life, I live my life, don't bother each other, we can be friends, cool. It's that simple. It's so insanely simple, but these people can't grasp the simplest of concepts. When it comes to Twitter weirdos, they are basically like, you have to believe what I believe you. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube. Yahtzee. Yeah, that is 100% what they believe. And that is a very hard line to take in the sand. And it would drive me crazy to live my life like that. If everyone in the world had to believe the way I do, there's not a single person on this planet that I think would near 100% aligned with my beliefs, because I have some really weird beliefs all over the place that it's just impossible for me to find someone who matches my beliefs to that degree to make a statement like that warranted. And it'd be impossibly maddening to go about my life that way, just being like, all right, do you adhere to this checklist? Oh no, you don't, you're a bad person, go away, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. It's very bad for mental health. There's no wonder that there's a mental health crisis going on in America when people are being raised to live like this. Kids are being taught this in schools to live like this, and that's just incredibly damaging to the psyche that I just don't get. Well, I could put on my other name and defend another team member. Yeah. You want to really learn love for America? Go to Normandy on D-Day before it's too late to meet the men who landed that day. Most humbling day of my life. Oh, I've been to France before, but I never made it up to Normandy. But D-Day is just those people who fought actual Nazi Yazis. They would be hated these days. The definition of Yahtzee has been so corrupted that most people today probably believe that those men are Yahtzees. It's like, no, they lived and saw their brothers die to fight Yahtzees, and they loved their country so much that they were willing to do that. I did serve in the military, but I never was in a situation where I had to make a decision like that, and I can't imagine making a decision like that, even remotely close to it. So, like, we have to love our country because people like them made the sacrifices that they did. You don't have to love what's going on. You don't have to love who's in power. You don't have to love all the policies and stuff. I'm very much not a fan of what's been going on the last 20 years or 50, 100 years in our political systems, but I still love this country. It's not a complicated concept. And yeah, Jaden Hamilton, live and let live. Like, I don't have a problem with anyone's way of life as long as they don't try to force it on anybody else and make them all believe one thing. Like Drunk Waters is saying, I have one major belief: do not anger my wife. That is a good major belief. That is one that you should enforce on other people. That is one that I will not be opposed to you applying to everyone you meet. I don't see how anyone could live such a nihilistic and depressing lifestyle. Exactly. Very nihilistic and depressing. Perfectly put. Why should I want to find suppression and find hate in every situation? Yeah, they're looking for hate. I don't go through my life expecting to be hated. I'm very much a benefit of the doubt type person. I'm very much the assume people are good, assume that humanity is good as a whole, and it's just a better way to live. And I just can't imagine going through my life with the expectation to find evil. It's just so damaging. Like I was saying, there's no wonder why the mental health crisis in America is so devastating. I'm so happy in Arkansas. Still very much about country and people. That's good. I've been to Arkansas before. It's been a very. I've driven through it. I've never spent any actual time there. They call us hillbillies, but I call us neighbors. Hey, I love hillbillies. I grew up as a redneck, so rednecks and hillbillies are cousins, basically. So I don't have anything against that. Yeah, Arkansas, I've just really not spent that much time in. Spent a lot more time in Alabama and Louisiana. I spent quite a bit of time in Louisiana. But Arkansas, yeah, never got around to. But yeah, hillbillies are so like mistreated in entertainment these days. Like they're the default weirdos, they're the default bad guys. Just like, what the hell, man? You don't get the concept of hillbillies, do you? You just think inbred Alabama folk. That's as far as you can think. This is why I'm interested in learning more about classic philosophy and politics. Those ideas are worth bringing back into consideration and finding out more about. Yes, absolutely. I'm very much every answer for any future trial that we encounter can be found in the past. Trial and error is very much as applicable to an individual as it is to a society and to a species. And if we erase our history, if we don't learn our history, if we try to rewrite it like the Joan situation is with Joan of Arc is trying to do, then we lose so much of that ability to apply the past mistakes and the past knowledge onto our future predicaments. And that leaves us vulnerable as a species to repeat. History repeats itself is a very common phrase because it's so easy to be true if we don't implicitly understand the past to such a degree that we can avoid those mistakes repeating themselves. But these days, history is such a ist and phobe and hated, and we need to rewrite that it's going to be impossible for future generations, even our generation, Jaden, to really be able to learn from the past and avoid the mistakes of the past. And no matter how bad history got, there's still value in it that should remain pure. And that's something that I'm always going to fight for. History staying as accurate as possible. That matters. I live in coastal Alabama. I've always enjoyed it. Yeah, Alabama. I'm not a fan of the South, mainly from the weather. I love the people. The people are great. I'm just not a fan of really anything in the South that I've been to. Like I spent a lot of time in Louisiana, and that humidity was balls. But Alabama, yeah, everyone I've met from Alabama is fantastic. I love Alabama from what I've experienced. Thing is, 7 out of 10 largest corps in the USA are here. Really? I would not have expected that. After Joplin EF-5 and seeing people helping people, it's good for the soul. I can definitely see that. I probably won't be the person to bring back those ideas. Then again, I don't know. I'm just trying to not stroke the ego. Well, every single person who brings back those classic ideas makes a difference because they're being reintroduced. And the more people who do that, like, yeah, you're just going to be one out of several people. But you can recommend it to others. You do make a difference by bringing back those classic ideas and just doing it for your own life. I mean, that's value in and of itself to make your own personal life better. And that's something that's highly admirable, even if it's just for your own life. But yeah, you can impact the people around you just as much as anything else. So yeah, no, bringing it back just on the personal level is important. Football, nothing better than football Saturday in the South of tailgates. Never met an Istrophobe at a tailgate. I've never had a chance to do a honest to God tailgate. I've always I've gone to whatchamacallit, drive-in theaters, and we basically like kind of tailgated. I guess that would be the closest. I guess it's close enough. But I was never much of a sports fan to warrant me to go to an event like that. Like, honestly, I don't get sports. I don't get why people watch. I get why people play. Absolutely. I love to play sports, but I don't get it. And it's okay. I'm never going to. But like, I don't get it. I think is the wrong way of putting it. Like, I can apply the same logic I do for my own interest onto that interest. It's just not an interest that I'm ever going to share or emotionally understand. Intellectually, I understand why people enjoy it, but Walmart, Tyson Hunt, Glad, Daisy Air Guns, etc. Okay, I really didn't think Arkansas was such a hub for corporate America. It's really interesting. Gap, Old Navy, that is really interesting. I would not have guessed that at all. All right. You keep mentioning the dildo dagger from the Rings of Power trailer. I watched that recent trailer and I don't know exactly what you're referring to. So I'm going to subject you all to this recent clip that I saw, and we're gonna figure out what this dildo knife is, because this commercial is really really bad. So let's just jump into it. I don't know if there's music, so we're gonna take this a few seconds at a time, if it'll start. Walmart HQ is 10 minutes from your house. Oh, nice. If someone would have asked me that, I would never have been able to give them a straight answer.
Galadriel, daughter of the Golden House.
The
Commander
Golden
of armies of Gilgalad.
Halbrand. A man and an elf.
Okay, you were talking about this moment here. Okay, I see what you're saying. It does. I didn't get that before. Dude, they're trying to do comedy. That was comedy in Lord of the Rings. It's basically I've seen this in a show before. It's Count of Monte, not Count of Monte Cristo. Monty Python. It's like, I am the wizard. I'm this. Oh, what is your name? Dim. I love Search for the Holy Grail, but that's what that reminded me of. Not in a good way. It's like, I am Galadriel, goddess. What about you? Well, I'm Halbrand. Just a dumb man who's a secret villain. Yes. And that is not Numenor. They're doing such bad costuming and stuff. That is Rome. It would be very bad at being Rome too. But like, this costuming is so cheap. And what am I watching? It probably is supposed to be Numenor, but it's so bland that like, I miss the Lord of the Rings movies where like you knew where you were at just by looking at a place. Like, everything was unique and vibrant and full of life. Like the Gondor Great Hall looked magnificent and larger than life. This is just like, ooh, we took like a little store, like a convenience store or whatever, and painted some columns and put some people in some costumes and spent a few days filming, and yeah, it just looks so cheap and lifeless. This generation is already repeating history. The hardcore leftists are behaving exactly like the Zealots. Anything different from their ideas is blasphemy. Yes, 100%, Jaden Hamilton. Zealots and woke people, they're interchangeable. Yeah, it's supposed to be Numenor, but looks like Roman architecture. Yeah, which is really disappointing because Numenor has some really interesting stories and architecture. Like, it should feel so unique from the rest. A little bit of Gondor. Like, Gondor should be the closest reference to it. Numenor should be Greek, but more the mountain should be polished, shimmering like marble. Yeah, I love everything Greek, so that's definitely a way to sell me. But let's keep getting through this travesty. Let's see if I can. There we go.
Halbrand.
I hope they don't get in a romance. That looked like a romancy shot. I do not want Galadriel in a romance. Besides with her frickin' husband, who's supposedly dead. Did they just kill him off so that they could have her flirt with Secret Sauron? Is that why? Yeah, it's supposed to be Atlantis, right? You're 100% right. Is that why they killed off her husband just to have her flirt with Secret Sauron? I would be pissed. And I don't want to, and I don't even want to see her flirting with her husband. Like, they're kind of beyond stuff like that. So I don't want to see her flirting with anyone. And I don't want to see Galadriel titties. I don't know if you guys heard about it or saw it, but George the Giant Slayer did a great video on it. And he showed an image where you can clearly see her tits when they're like the raft scene where they're like in a storm, the two of them together trying to survive. Apparently, like, she's in a see-through dress the whole time, and so there's naked Galadriel in this upcoming show. I don't want to see naked Galadriel. I mean, the actress is hot, so it's not that. It's Galadriel, Lord of the Rings. I don't want nudity in Lord of the Rings because it's not meant for it. Game of Thrones, 100% love it in Game of Thrones. Not for this, and not for a character like Galadriel. Above all things, she is supposed to be ethereal, larger than life, so not human that carnal stuff is so out of her, not frame of reference, but out of her interest. It's just... What are the major weapon and armor differences between Rome and Greece? They're a lot more subtle than a lot of ancient cultures because Rome pretty much copy and pasted a lot from Greece, from their gods to their architecture, but there's some distinct differences. The big one is weaponry wise. Greece was way more spear heavy. Rome was way more sword heavy. They're both pretty shield heavy. Their shields were a little bit different. Like, the Roman shields were a little bit more compact, I'd say. Yeah, dude, look at their eyes at each other. That's definitely fuck me eyes. I don't want Galadriel giving anyone fuck me eyes, especially when they're holding dildo shaped thing, pelvic range, touching both of them. Sorry, that's not what the character is. Fuck that. Jed, it's Galadriel. Everyone says it like that for Rings of Power. It's ridiculous. This is not Galadriel. Yes, 100%. So if it's not Galadriel, I'll be okay with seeing her titties. This is Morph, the 997th Lord Commander of the Fellowship north of the Wall. I love that. That's fantastic. This is Sparta. But, like, I think this is something that I say about a lot of things. When it comes to diversity, inclusion, and when it comes to nudity and stuff like that, and sex, I believe that they are neutral tools, and neither a sign of quality nor a sign of not quality. They are neutral tools that can be used well. They could be used poorly. So sex and nudity, I know a lot of people, like in the comments of like Friday Night Tights, and even over on the roundtable, say that hyperemphasis on sexuality and or just sex and nudity is to cover up a flawed story. I 100% disagree with that. It can be used well and it can be used poorly. I mean, it's just a neutral tool. So, like, it's not a sign either way. I mean, diversity and inclusion has been used so poorly these days that it's nearly impossible to see it not be used poorly. Like, you just kind of expect it to be used poorly. But my point here was, like, no, in a story where it makes sense and the tool was used properly, I don't give a shit about nudity. It can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. In this show, it is 100% a bad thing because it is not a tool that should be utilized for this project. It's just like any other tool. Like, if you're building a what are those things called? Pinewood Derby car. Are you going to pull out a full-sized chainsaw to make a Pinewood Derby car? No, you're not. That would be ridiculous and stupid. Does that make a chainsaw a bad tool for that moment? Yeah, but does that make a chainsaw bad overall? No, it's just not meant for that. It's meant for a bit bigger wood project. Why is it such a complicated concept for people? Diversity, inclusion, nudity, sex, they're all just tools that, depending on the project, make sense. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and they can be used well or poorly. It's exactly what I think. Boobies must be used appropriately. Yes, 100% Triple Waters. Boobies, I love boobies. I love me some boobies, but it has to be done right and used appropriately. You can't tell me that those are stinking Anglo-Saxon accent, clearly Russian. That would be kind of funny. Sauron has a Russian accent. That would be hilarious, actually, in all the wrong ways. Or German, honestly, I have no idea. I didn't hear a specific accent in there, but either way, that would make sense. I can show you a video. You can turn off sound to see proper use of boobage, breast music video ever. Hey, I love me some boobies, so yeah. Go for it. Is a gun an evil weapon? No, it can be used for defense and for good of others. Yes, 100%. A gun is a neutral tool, just like these other things that we're talking about. And nudity is not something that is a good tool for Lord of the Rings. It's just not meant for it. It's not applied for it. This is a Pinewood Derby, and nudity is a chainsaw. Not what it's meant to be. In an other context, sure, I'd love to see the Galadriel actress's titties. I'm all for seeing those, just not there. This video is approved by Saban. I love her. She doesn't stream enough or like get in camera enough. I love her though. She's fantastic. So if she approves it, I am 100% on board with that video. But let's keep going on this
A
grin.
man and an elf. Circumstances arose.
We are companions by chance.
This is their love story. Fuck me. I will eat my own words if they do not have some sort of romance, because this is just literally like, this clip is literally, they want to fuck. Audience, these two want to fuck. That's what this whole point of this video seems to be.
Fight with me.
Whoa. It's going to be funny. The big betrayal. Galadriel's going to realize all men really are evil because the one man that she trusted, the one man that she fought beside her, was secretly Sauron the whole time. And she's going to be like, you know what? I was right to never trust man. I should never have trusted him. Sure, that's going to be the message. God, I will bet my life on that. Fuck. Is there a new God of... Oh, no, it's just a GIF. I thought there was a new God of War trailer someone was posting, but click the link. I'm not seeing the link. Did you post it already? It might have been blocked by YouTube. I'm going to make you a mod, that Trinkle. Because, yeah, I don't think the link came through. You should be able to do it now. And Jaden Hamilton, I'm going to make you a mod too. Because why the hell not? There's no responsibilities, really, but if for whatever reason my Twitter haters show up, my rules are Geeks and Gamers rules, just so you guys know. If they're attacking me, let them do whatever they want. Spamming's really the only thing, and then if it gets really bad, like death threat levels, yeah, you can take care of them then. And if they start attacking other people on the stream or you guys and start being really bad, go for it. Still not seeing it, Tranquil. You have my my Facebook. Maybe send it there. Except the blue. I bestow on you the blue lens. Oh, there it goes. I got it, Trinkle. It just came through. Oh, fuck. I did the wrong thingy. I want to open it in a new tab. Let me turn off that. And so with the sound off, you think we should be good for copyright? Tranquil. And let me turn down, like, quality back down. All right. Yep, the sound's off. So, Sting, Every Breath You Take. So, oh, I love this song. This is such a great song. But is this it's in the first minute? Too bad we can't play the song, because I do very much love this song. But might be a little old for me, Tranquil, but I feel ya. Is that what you were talking about? I feel that. I'll be watching you. Every move you make, every smile you take, I'll be watching you. Yupper. I get what you're saying, Tranquil. Yeah, she's definitely out of my age range, but I can see what you're coming from. I'm feeling the background singer. Yeah. I love me some backup singers. That is the house band, by the way. It's just the best version of the song. Ooh, I'll have to actually listen to it and get the version. Yeah. No, I turned off the sound because it's music, so definitely would have got copyright struck on Every Breath You Take if I played that. So yeah, it wasn't meant to be plain sound. It's all good, Jade. Let's see. Did you guys see? I can't remember her name right now. Ethan Hawke's daughter, who plays Robin in Stranger Things. Do you guys see her music video that she put out on YouTube? Wow, I was not expecting that. YouTube gets me in trouble for saying the word Yahtzee and talking about sex too much, but they full on like topless women in that YouTube video. Yeah, I didn't expect to ever see Ethan Hawke's daughter topless. That's not something that I would have like gone out of my way to expect. Look pretty nice though. She's got some nice titty bags. This is the breast one. These comments are great. You can't keep that talent like that under wraps. Sting came Wednesday. All right, those are fantastic. I love it. Yeah, the comments are great. Dang YouTube and their soy boy actions. LOL, just remember whose daughter was in The Lord of the Rings. You talking about Tyler? Liv Tyler? I can't remember her dad's name right now. I know her name's Liv Tyler. You know, in the extended edition, you can kind of see a little bit of some nipples in an accidental shot with a see-through dress in the extended version of Two Towers for Liv Tyler. But did she do anything crazy, Liv Tyler? Did he really, Jaden? Steven Tyler, that's right. Do you know this? You're gonna really hate me for this, Tranquil Waters, but I mainly know him from the Hunger Games movies. That's really what I know him from. I don't know a whole lot about his music. She's super classy. Yeah, she doesn't seem classy from Armageddon. The animal cracker scene definitely don't make her seem classy. And then her Incredible Hulk scene, she had a couple scenes in there. I like her. She's a really good actress. She's hot. I think she still looks pretty good. Let's see what Liv Tyler looks like these days. I haven't seen her in anything in a while. By the wrench of Jed Skull, I have the blue power. You have the blue power. I'm just retarded, Tranquil Waters. I'm just retarded. I thought he'd gone off on his own. I didn't realize he was part of Aerosmith. Yes, I know who Aerosmith is. I'm just dumb, okay? I'm thinking of 3 different people right now, okay? I'm thinking of Lenny Kravitz. That's who I was thinking of as their dad. And he's in Hunger Games. Fuck, I am mixing people, and they don't even look alike. What the fuck is wrong with me? I just mixed up Steven Tyler with Lenny Kravitz. Jaden Hamilton, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but I gotta bring this up. Yeah. I'm just retarded, man. There's just some days, we're just like, you know what? I'm a dumb person. So, Jaden Hamilton. So, I was talking about this guy. This is Steven Tyler, okay? This is Liv Tyler's dad. So I was talking about him, but I was thinking about this guy and his daughter. I was thinking about this daughter, this man, while talking about these two. I'm just stupid. I'm really dumb. Well, that's not a horse of a yeah. I love me some pubes, but I don't want everything to be pornography. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. It's of course preference. If I wanted P to the O to the R to the N, I would watch. I will stop speaking. No, you're right to a certain extent. Like it can get too extreme. I 100% agree with that. But yeah, I'm not reading that. Yeah, I was thinking Lenny. Mm-hmm. Momoa married the what? Who did Momoa marry? Really? I did not know that's who he married. So yeah, Lenny Kravitz is Jason Momoa's stepdaughter. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Which Atlantis movie you're talking about? Disney one's really good. I really love the Disney one. It's very underrated. That's the type of movie that Disney should be making live action remakes. They're less than stellar performing movies that had great ideas like that. Treasure Planet. They're like B movies that could have been A movies if they had a bigger budget. Stargate Atlantis. Okay. Yeah, there's several Atlantis movies, but Stargate Atlantis, I need to get into Stargate. Mike keeps trying to get me to watch it. I just have never gotten around to it. And Atlantis is a really cool concept. Like even Assassin's Creed Odyssey dipped into the Atlantis realm, and I think they did a pretty cool job. I know, I deserve it. My boomer junior moment. See, I told you guys, I'm a boomer on the inside. Best Matt Smith moment, obviously, when he tells that big ship in the first episode to run because he's the doctor. Heck yeah, I would agree. That is a great moment. So basically, run. Such a great. He has so many great moments like that. Like it's in a less than stellar episode, but his speech in Rings of Akate in I think it's episode 8 of season 7. The speech he gives to the sun god is just so phenomenal. I've seen universes bleed and creations burn. I've watched things you could never understand. Matt Smith just, there's a reason he's my favorite. He's the reason I'm watching House of the Dragon. Just hopes that he'll be good. He's fan-freaking-tastic. Best line in all of sci-fi. If you value your life, be someplace else. Ooh, that is a great line. Is that from Stargate? That is a phenomenal line. That is on par with a lot of classics. Oh, it's Babylon 5. Is it Babylon 5? It sounds like Tom Sheridan. Why don't I remember that line? Because I love that show. I just always think of like, get the hell out of our galaxy. Mainly because of Adam's intro, but does he say that? Okay, that's where you are, Jaden Hamilton. So yeah, it's Clara's second episode as the main companion. Well, third technically if you count the Christmas one. But yeah, Rings of Akate, he has a great speech in that if you're about to get there. It's Delenn. Oh, okay. Delenn is so great. I love Delenn so very much. But yeah, Jaden Hamilton. That season 7 is a very conflicted one for me. Like there's great episodes. I hate what they did with Amy and Rory at the beginning of the season. I like how they end their story. I just don't like Asylum of the Daleks is a great episode except for the Rory Amy drama. And Clara, she's a good companion. I like her way better with Peter Capaldi. So make sure you go through the Peter Capaldi era as well once you get there, because she has some great chemistry with Peter Capaldi. But yeah, I'm getting some messages. Mike is messaging me. What do you want, Mike? Yeah. Trying to figure out what we're going to watch for the fire pot on Monday. I get that, Jaden Hamilton. It's hard to choose between Rose and Amy. I personally prefer Amy, but it's a hard choice. I love Rose so very much. All right, we're gonna watch this real fast just to get the really cool moment. You said 116. We'll go 115 just to make sure. And Delenn, she seems so bland to me in the first couple episodes, and then you realize that it's all intentional and there's so much more. There's such a depth to her character that I fell in love with her. She's fantastic.
Do not force us to engage your ship.
Why not? Only one human captain has ever survived battle with the Minbari fleet. He is behind me. You are in front of me. If you value your lives, be somewhere else.
I forgot about that moment. I should not forget about that moment. That is such a... That is badass. But strong female characters didn't exist before 2016. I don't understand. How did she do that in the 90s? How is that possible? Every single actor on that show was so great. Yeah, all of them were very good. My favorite was the relationship between fuck his name. I'm very bad with names if you guys haven't noticed. I mean, I mixed up Lenny Kravitz and so I'm very bad with names. But the Centauri representative and Jakar, I love those two. They're by far my favorite characters, except for maybe Sheridan. Sheridan, it took me a while because I loved the first captain, Sinclair. I loved him so much that when I saw him gone, I was like, oh, no one can replace Sinclair for me. So I kind of had an unfair bias towards Sheridan at first. And then there was just this moment where I'm just like, holy fuck, Sheridan is fantastic. And I'm kind of glad it worked out the way it did in the end because, yeah, they were able to bring Sinclair back. I love how it worked out in the end, but I was very against it at first until I saw all Malari. Yes, I love Malari. Yeah, their relationship with each other. And all right, so there's these few videos coming out recently for the Spider-Man game, like we were talking about, right? They're modding it so that you can play as other characters, and I just love some of these videos. I got to show you this one. Let's see if I can find it. Black actors and actresses never existed until now. How's it possible that these older characters are way better than any modern ones? Maybe you're just delusional. I'm probably just delusional. Like, when it comes to me, that's just a fair guess in general. But yeah, how is that possible? I didn't think they existed. All right. I saw on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it on Twitter. But there's a Spider-Man mod that lets you play as Stan Lee in a suit. And it's great. Let's see if it's just Fisk. Gone with the Wind, always a great place to go. But they probably did it wrong. Spider-Man. I know. I was just saying in general. Just assume I'm delusional. That's probably not a bad way to go. But yeah, no, I got what you were trying to say. Let's see if this is it. Well, it's a different video. Let me see if I can find something better because I love this video. It's hilarious. I gotta find the right one though. Because it's not there's another mod besides the. People are so weird in modding communities. One guy is so happy that he made himself into a cube instead of Spider-Man. He's just this white cube. I don't get it. Is this it? No. No, I'm looking for something very specifically. My love for old movies is strong. Hey, yeah, I got it. All right. It's a video game, so I should be able to play the sound. But if not, we're wrapping things up. Yeah, old movies were just better. Like, there's this one argument that I've seen with. I saw this both with the Jurassic Park, or the most recent Jurassic World, and for the recent Prey, is that these movies were always dumb action movies. So why am I expecting more? They don't need good scripts. And I just go, have you not seen the original Jurassic Park? Have you not seen the original Predator? Those movies had fantastic scripts. Predator, I think, is one of the tightest scripts I've ever seen. I want to give that script like a 10 out of 10. And I don't know if you guys seen my other streams where I review stuff, but giving something above an 8 is very painful for me. But the Predator script, I feel close to doing that. And the Jurassic Park script, pretty close to that. There's just so much great character work done. In the first 15 minutes of Predator, I understand every single character. I understand their motivations. I understand why they think the way they do, how they think, and I can predict their actions in certain situations. It's just such tight storytelling. Mods, I need more mods for World of Warships. I've never played that. I don't know how many mods they do, but the great mod games are anything Bethesda. Bethesda games are easy to mod, and then the Witcher games. Those are the easiest to mod and the most commonly modded, and I mod the shit out of them. Aliens is awesome. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with the Alien movies. Those are fantastic. I'm gonna gaining a bigger appreciation for the past every day. Now I'm at the same place. Yeah, just catching up on the past. How is it that Lord of the Rings movies that came out 2 years before I was born look so much better than any modern movies? Actual Passion, maybe. Yeah, they look great. The CGI stands up so well. Love and Passion. That is exactly how. Faux, you like coffee, Jed? Do you like coffee? It's weird. Like I like coffee. I just don't get much out of it. Like besides the first time I took it, this is a funny story. So I'd never had coffee before basic training. And so the last week of basic training, the 8th week, is called Airman's Week in the Air Force. And you basically do goddamn nothing. I'm not kidding. It's a recent deal. Airman's Week is group therapy after basic training to make sure you're okay. I went through a week of group therapy to make sure basic training didn't scar me for life. But besides the group therapy, we really didn't do anything. And so my wingmen, they're like, "Oh, you've never had coffee before? Let's have you drink coffee." And so I drank like 8 cups of coffee my first time. And then they herded me back up to the day room in our dorms. And I just sat down on the floor there. And my body wasn't getting any caffeine from it. Just my mouth was. I was talking at 100 miles an hour to like 10 people at once. But like I could not move my body. That's the only time I've ever been affected by caffeine. And it was a big affect. But no, I drink coffee every day, mainly for the heat. Like I don't like the taste of hot chocolate, and there's way too much sugar in it, to be fair. But like I just need something warm to wake me up in the morning. Like I don't get a caffeine boost from it. I just need the heat boost, really. But I do drink coffee. Community coffee for the win. Military match to me steps. Coffee is life, though. I get it. I can drink coffee if I dress it up with milk and sugar and a bit of vanilla, or does it taste mostly like water? I like my coffee dark. I like coffee like my humor. Dark. I like coffee like my women. Dark. That's going to get me canceled. Jed, you will get a kick out of this. Hap Arnold brought my grandfather with him from Army Air Corps to Air Force when he formed it. Really? Fancy. You're a legacy, bro. You're a legacy. All right, I got to show this to you guys. So you know modding does, like, you can literally mod anything. Well, someone did an insanely funny mod for the Spider-Man game, and I love it because it looks so bad, but in the best way. And you guys are going to love this. I should be good on the sound because it's a video game, but I'll turn it down just in case. But let me know what you guys think of this.
Move up. Hey guys,
look at that!
Are those bombs are part of Willie's getaway plan? Sounds like they're trapped.
You go after them. We'll look for the bombs.
I just like how the way it looks. And since the model is so much taller than the Spider-Man model, he's always just like all crunched down. Like Mod Spider-Man as a furry, I could see it. And his facial expressions are the best. I love modders. They just make things so fun.
Let's get through this.
But this is just Wilson Fisk being Spider-Man, all fat dude shit. I love it.
Down. I've got enough for everybody.
Open wide.
What the hell? This is why I love gamers. They just have the weirdest humor, and it's fantastic. This is like, look at it.
We were just about to call for backup.
I think I'm in.
Lead the way. We'll be right behind you.
They have to scrunch him down because the model's too tall. I don't know why I find this so funny, but I find this hilarious. Oh god, I love that. I need to get it on PC just so I can mod it, really. Speaking of furries, well, we don't ever want to speak of furries. Apparently, some tried flirting with the Tony the Tiger Twitter account. Same thing with Chester Cheetah. Oh, fuck, that is dumb. That is fucking stupid. so wrong. Yes, it is so very wrong. It's evil. What happened? Oh shit, we've been going for an hour and a half. Fuck, I thought we were only gonna make it to an hour. And Tuesday night's main event is live right now. Fuck. All right. Well, I think it's time we wrap things up. I just had so much fun with you guys that I didn't see what time it was. That is a good problem to have. Let's see if I. Ooh, this is a good question that came up on a poll on my YouTube from one of the Doctor Who channels I follow. Do you guys think if you had if you had more than one TARDIS and added another TARDIS, like what's the plural for? Yeah, it's funny as hell. What's the plural of TARDIS in your opinion, Jaden Hamilton? Is it two TARDIS? Like some words they just don't have a plural, like moose, or TARDISes, or TARDI, or TARDISI? When do you think is the multiple? Tards? Yeah, won't argue with that. Maybe it is tards. Tards. Yeah, this was fun as hell. I know now go watch Sharp. I did finish Supernatural last night or Sunday night. So maybe it is time. Maybe it is time for Sharp. I may very well need to do that now. Sean Bean is just awesome, especially in his early days. Why is the Master trending? Not for Doctor Who reasons. Do not check why the Master is trending on YouTube. I made a horrific mistake. My eyes are scarred. Don't look at why the Master is trending. Jaden Hamilton. I think it may it might be look at all those Tard because to me it sounds cooler than the rest. The first Tard, when a second Tard is made a I don't know. It's hard. I might go with Tard. I think Tard is what I'd officially go with, but I think I'm going to call it a Tard from now on. Isn't the Master a Doctor Who spinoff? No, it's just it's the Master, the character from season 3 with Martha Jones. The Master was the villain. The Master is a character from classic Doctor Who as well. He came in during the third Doctor's run, and Roger Delgado. I always say Robert. It's Roger Delgado. And there's only actually been a few Master actors, besides like makeup or stuff. There's been Robert Delgado, the one who did it through all the Tom Baker and Peter Davison era, and then there's Eric Roberts from the TV movie, and then there's the one that you saw, John Sim, and then Missy Michelle Gomez is the most recent one. So 4 Masters to 12 Doctors. They last longer than just regeneration. I need to rewatch Shadow and Bone. Isn't that a Netflix series? I thought that show was trash. Am I thinking of something else? No, it is a Netflix. I thought that show was trash. I didn't ever hear a single positive thing about Shadow and Bone. Maybe I just heard the wrong things. Oh, I thought you were talking about a Master show. I know there's a Captain Jack spinoff. Is it any good? The Captain Jack spinoff, I really like it. A lot of people don't. The first 2 seasons are a bit generic. I love the 5th season of Torchwood. That's the Captain Jack spinoff. It's 1 season for 1 story. It's not episodic. And it's fantastic because at this point, Captain Jack can't die, right? So in season 5 of Torchwood, that ability is taken from him and given to everyone else in the world. So everyone on Earth physically cannot die, but he can. And it's not like they repair themselves or heal themselves like he does. They just live however they're hurt. So if someone has a piano dropped on them, they're just smushed alive and screaming forever. They just can't die. It's a horrific concept, but really cool, really well explored. It's called Torchwood Miracle Day. I love Miracle Day. Gary from Neurotic doesn't like it. He prefers Children of Men, which came out before it, but I love Miracle Day. Miracle Day is so good. Drink Waters. I like it. People talk shit on it, but it's not bad at all. Okay, I might have to check it out because you've had some great recommendations in the past. People looked for Woke and Shadow of Bone and never gave it a chance. I went in with an open mind and enjoyed it. Okay, I never heard it was woke, but that would explain things. I wouldn't mind spending more time with Jack. He's such an awesome character. Yeah, he's only in the David Tennant and Christopher Eccleston era, so he doesn't come back. So if you want more Captain Jack, you'll need to do Torchwood. And for you, I definitely recommend The Adventures of Sarah Jane Smith as well. That was the other spinoff from the same era. That's with the companion, Sarah Jane Smith, that you met in season 2. She's the classic companion from the 70s. And that spinoff is way more kid-friendly. Torchwood is adult-oriented. So I really liked what they did there. They had the main show that was for everyone. Then they had Torchwood for the adults, mature content. And then they had the kid show with Sarah Jane Smith, just making it as appealing for everyone as possible. As a franchise, really liked what they did there. Sarah Jane Smith can get a little too kiddish for me, but I still really enjoy it. Torchwood, I love, even though it does some dumb things, like it does a female Cyberman. Really stupid, really dumb. And Chris Chibnall did help create it, Mr. Chinballs himself. So his influences on it have caused some issues, but he is capable of good writing. He's just specifically choosing not to with the current day stuff. And that's what pisses me off more than anything else. Especially love the 1800s Russian look to the show in costume and scene, plus a touch of steampunk. It's interesting. Maybe I don't know anything about this show. Like I've seen the posters and just heard what people say. I've never heard actual details on Shadow and Bone, so I'll definitely have to check it out now with your recommendation. But yeah, I think we're going to have to wrap things up there, folks. You guys have been great. This has been a lot of fun. I'm really glad Jaden Hamilton suggested just making this a chill stream instead of moving on to Shadow of Mordor before next week. I was hoping to stretch out Jedi Fallen Order at least until September for when the show actually started, but I guess it's fine to start 2 weeks early. So I think we'll close it out there. You know what I love about Doctor Who, most about Doctor Who, is that it isn't a fighting or gunslinging hero. He outsmarts his enemies rather than fighting him. Yeah, that's much of the magic of Doctor Who. That's a lot of why I love him as well. And he's showing intelligence, and that's something that's sorely needed these days. And Hollywood these days always talks about sending the right message to kids. That's a message that should be sent to kids, is that advancing your intellect is never a bad thing. And sometimes you can avoid conflict by being the smarter person. And that's not a bad thing. And he does resort to violence when he has to. So it balances them out. But that's something that kids really need to know these days. So that's one of the few times where I'm like, all right, that is a good message for kids. And it's nice. We need more chill stream all around. I would agree. That's not a bad thing. Definitely not a bad thing. Just people talking and relaxing is so nice. Yeah, I can agree with that, especially since I'm going to be going to pack for Vegas tomorrow, and then I have an air conditioning unit that just arrived that I've got to set up. So definitely going from this to something not so chill, but it needs to be done. So thank you both for being here, and any other lurkers in the chat. We had some really good numbers, and people came to watch me talk. I marketed this as a video game stream, and it didn't become that, but people stuck around anyway, so I appreciate that. That's always a good thing. But my live streams for the next few days have been canceled because of the Vegas trip, so no D&D tomorrow or the day after, but I will still be releasing daily videos at my normal time even while I am in Vegas. So I'm planning ahead, making them tomorrow, and I will have fun in Vegas, and great to see you as well, Jaden Hamilton. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Anon. If you like what I do here and want to see good, compelling stories that Hollywood will no longer give you, check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues. Books 1, Down in Flames, and Book 2, Apocalypse Then, currently on sale. Book 3, Kill the Dark, coming soon.